Now, on paper, everybody, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, libertarian, whatever you are, should want the government to spend less money, because if it doesn't stop the wild spending, we're going to have a depression in this country. And some of your parents went through it. You cannot run up a $50 trillion debt, and then we're on our way to doing that. You can't. It's got to stop. To his credit, President Trump knows that, and he appointed Elon Musk to try to advise him on where the federal government should downsize. That is DOGE, all right? The Department of Government something. Okay, I don't even know what the E is. I like the DOGE thing, but it's basically watching the spending. That's what it is. Now, it's become, of course, a partisan issue, because that's what we do here in America. That's what we do. So the love Trumpers love DOGE. The hate Trumpers hate DOGE. And Elon Musk is an extension of Donald Trump now. Got it. So let's get specific. You can get the truth, but it's not easy. So last night on Cuomo on News Nation, a guy named Alan Lichtman showed up. Now, he is a professor at, I think, George Mason in Virginia, someplace like that. And he hates Trump. And this is what he said. Go.
It harms us to fire FAA employees at a time when we've had an unprecedented number of aircraft tragedies on Donald Trump's watch. If you want to shrink the size of the government, you do it the right way. You don't slash first. You investigate first. You find ways of reducing it.
Okay, so a number of things there in that short paragraph, 21 seconds. There isn't an unprecedented number of air tragedies on Donald Trump's watch. There was a plane crash in D.C., American Airlines. Right? The one that happened in Toronto, that's the Canadians. All right? And the other planes are private plane crashes that happen all over the place. So that's one, and that's just flat out lie that Lichtman told. That's it. Okay? Second is that he says it harms us to fire FAA employees. Well, Trump's not firing FAA employees. He paused the hiring of probationary FAA. No air traffic controllers are fired. But Lichtman is trying to scare people, saying, oh, Trump's firing air traffic control people, so if you fly, you might get killed in a crash. That's what he's trying to do. It's an absolute lie, okay? So let me give you the facts. There was a council under the aegis of FAA called the Aviation Security Advisory Committee. It's a council. And it was formed in 1988 after the Pan Am Lockerbie bombing. Obsolete, but it was a waste of federal money because it didn't do anything. So Trump knocked it out. Okay, that's not firing anybody. He just took the council and said we don't need it. It's anymore. 1988, we're not going to pay for it. Okay? There were no air traffic controllers on the committee. In fact, there are about 11,000 controllers right now work for the federal government. That could go up to about 15,000, and it should. Trump administration should hire more air traffic controllers, and I hope it does. But it didn't fire anybody. So Lichtman misled you on purpose because he hates Trump. Okay. Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts said the same thing that Lichtman did on the medical front, the National Institute of Health. Go.
NIH funding is essential to finding the cure for Alzheimer's and cancer and diabetes and heart disease. And they want to, for all intents and purposes, shut it down. So we're at a constitutional crisis moment in our country. What they're trying to do is unconstitutional.
No, it's not. And the Trump administration isn't trying to shut down any research into combating diseases. That is a lie. It's just a lie. No funds have been pulled from any research into any disease at all. What the Trump administration objects to is the National Institute of Health being an ideological concern. That's Fauci. And it doesn't want ideology in there. So Markey gets up and he says, quote, all right, they want to shut down research into Alzheimer's, cancer, and diabetes. That's a lie. Okay? So people at home, if they're not watching me, they don't know this. And a lot of people want to believe that Trump's doing this. They want to believe that Trump is firing air traffic controllers and cutting research to diseases. They want to believe that. And that's what these men play to. Unfortunately, you don't have a robust intellectual lobby in the media which will challenge that. Okay. On the other side, there's propaganda as well. These are the love Trump people. They love Trump. They're peddling propaganda too. Roll it.
He's going in there with a spatula and he's scraping out billions of dollars, and people are okay with it. After all, it's taxpayers' money. Right. Why not do this?
He's not scraping out billions of dollars. Musk does not have that power. Only Congress has that power. Musk can't do anything legally under the Constitution. He's an advisor. He compiles information. He gives the information to President Trump, who then gives it, I guess, to Republican members of Congress. But there's no scraping with a spatula. Now, on the DOGE website, it says the estimated savings so far from Elon Musk's investigations is $55 billion. But that's an estimated savings. It isn't reality, because Congress does that. People think that Elon Musk is a magic wand and he's waving it and all of this crazy stuff is going to stop and actually money will come back into the U.S. Treasury. That's not going to happen. It's not possible. That has to happen at the legislative level, House and Senate. Now, Trump can get behind it and will. All right, finally. So you see what's going on here? You're not being well served. DOGE is good. And when you see the Trump haters object to it, they're looking out for their ideology, not for you. They're not looking out for you. Because we have to stop the madness in spending in this country, or every single American is going to suffer. Particularly the small children that aren't going to be small in 15 years. Okay? It'll take a while to go over the cliff, but that cliff is there. You have to stop the madness. And this is a first step. This is the 3-weeker. You hear on television, they haven't brought down the price of groceries. It's 3 weeks. Come on. The right direction is to expose the waste so that the public gets outraged. And then Congress is forced to reallocate federal money. And that's the memo. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.